welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. I am your host. All right. Glad to be back. This is week 11 in the NFL season. And you guys know I always start off by saying this week was action packed, but every week is a little bit more action packed than the week before. Now let's go over the rules for all the rule breakers. Remember, sports therapy with FH Jr. is entertainment purposes only. We don't give medical advice. We are just a show designed for sports laughs and yucks. Now, if you want to call, the number is 940-329-4110. We are streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. All right, now. Also, on Sports Therapy with FH Jr., we don't talk politics. We don't talk race relations, nor do we talk about sexual orientation. We don't give a fat rat's butt what the Republicans are doing, nor do we care what the Democrats are doing. We're just here to talk sports. NFL football, and football only. Now, keep in mind, today's show is sponsored by my favorite drink, Crown Royal. Yeah, buddy, that is my drink. Now, before we get into the show, I'd like to say a few things. First of all, happy Thanksgiving a little bit in advance because by the next time we meet again, Thanksgiving would have came and passed. But for all those people who just want to just get poor Thanksgiving out the way, I'm talking about you. You people who have already put up your Christmas lights and all that good stuff, man. Shame on you. Shame on you. And let's not just kick poor Thanksgiving to the side, cause let's give thanks. We good? We good. Week 11. You know, the gist of the show for all the new people is that callers will have 2 minutes that they can call and rip, rant, kick some knowledge, laugh about all things NFL related, i.e., bad popcorn, bad seating, bad play calling, bad calls by the ref, just bonehead plays, fumbles, interception, whatever it is that sent you over the edge and you need somebody to talk to. That's what sports therapy is here for. Now, the number to call if you want to be a live, all the way live guest is 940-329-4110, and I will put you on, and you can have your 2 minutes to rip rant. But I will tell you, if you go into a good rant, far be it for me, the person to stop anybody in the process of a good rant. So if your rant goes a little bit over 2 minutes, trust me, I will let you have the floor. I'm feeling good about myself. First of all, I got to talk about the standard uniform. As you all can see, every time when Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. hits your ears, I will always have the standard uniform on, i.e. the commander gear augmented by the cool hat, rocking the cool beard. And you all, oh man, sometimes I just kind of pinch myself because I just love me some me. This show today, wow. And you guys know I always say it, man. Now, I don't like doing the show all by myself. I can, but I don't want to because I get my fun and my juice from my callers. Callers will always call in, and I do have. I noticed now I've got about, I don't know, 4 or 5 regulars. For some reason, I love them because they love me. They love me some me. They call in on a regular basis, and that's usually Jay from Grand Prairie, followed by H-Town Bridget, and my man, my man Rob, the big time Cowboy fan. I'm sure I'm going to hear from him today because the Cowboys blew out. They blew out the Vikes, man. And Vikes, hell, y'all could have just stayed on the bus. And then there's my homeboy Glenn. Once again, his poor Steelers took it in the shorty shorts, but it's all good in the neighborhood. Now, want to say that this is week 11 of our show, and we're moving right along. We are. Like any other show. Yeah, you know what? We're going to have a few lumps and bumps and things here. Usually, we always have some type of technological problem. 9 times out of 10 is my fault, but it is what it is, man. But this is Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr., and want to jump into the show. Now, the game that I watch, and what I do when I tell my host, I always go to Buffalo Wild Wing and hang out with my rowdy friends, and there, uh, you know, they have all the games on, all the games. So I try to watch all the games. Now I do get locked in on some specific games, such as today. Now I gotta always watch my Commanders, but I always get locked in on the Cowboys, Eagles. I like the JTS just along with the 49ers. Ooh, them there 49ers and the Who That Nation. So those are the games I usually get locked in on, and but I will glance and because for me to be able to talk about the games, I have to watch the game. Now, can I watch all of them? No, I can't. But I try to, um, I'm trying to pinpoint and stay with the games that's going to be I guess we would say, I wouldn't say the highlight of the day, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, one particular game that really, 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 really got my attention was the the Eagles and the Colts. Them that Colts. I tell people, man, that these are not your father's Colts, man. The Colts took the Eagles. They gave the Eagles all they could handle. In fact, it took a last second drive by Jalen, the quarterback for the Eagles, to pull it out. So I asked myself this question: are the Eagles a one-trick pony? Are they a one-trick pony? Are they simply a team? Yeah, they got they have a lot of weapons, but at the end of the day, is Jalen a great passer? No. Um, have teams figured the Eagles out? Have they decided, you know what, we're going to stop the RPO, which is the run pass option, and just make them be one dimensional at the end of the day? Because, when you were a kid, you remember the old one trick pony. you know, he could only do one thing, he would just go up and down. You put your cord in the machine and ride the one trick pony. So, are the Eagles a one trick pony? Are they? Because they have such a big lead in our division, the NFC East, that it's practically hard, almost impossible to catch them. Or is it? Is it? Now, for those of you who think that I'm just going to be gloating about the fact that my Commanders put an end to the Eagles' undefeated streak, that Larry Zonka and the old Miami Dolphins, and you guys can pop the cork on that champagne, because there will not be another undefeated team. Now, but the gist of the show is that callers can call in and they can rip, rant, kick some knowledge, and just laugh. And I think had I done this show probably I don't know, Tuesday morning, oh, I would have been over the moon because I would have been. But my Commanders are on the streak. But we're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna get into some other things now. The Raiders and the let's go with some scores real quick so people can understand. Like I tell people, man, I don't just get out the bed and wing this show. No, no, no. I don't wing this show. Let's see now. Thursday night. For those who want to know about Thursday night, of course, we had the Green Bay Packers. Packers took on who did the Packers? They took on the Tennessee Titans. I thought the Pack was going to show up, especially after a win against the Cowboys. I'm thinking, okay, all right, go Pack, go. Yeah, they had the night all to themselves, and what did they do? They crapped the bed. Packers didn't show up. So it brings me back to what I have been saying. Aaron Rodgers can get as mad as he wants to at his young rookie receivers, but at the end of the day, Aaron, you took all the money, which I don't blame you. I will never, never, never get down on anybody for their money. Aaron took all the money, which was cool, but at the end of the day, he didn't get out. He didn't practice with his young wide receivers, so that in itself was a problem. So I don't know what's up with that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. So has he given up on his team? I don't know. Not sure, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. You know, not liking what I'm seeing. Has he given up on his team? And is he so what's the word? Is is he so I wouldn't say angry, but just so disgusted with his teammates to where you know, it is what it is, man. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but I just Ay, 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 ay. Let me see if we have a call. Okay, here we go. Sports therapy with
Huh?
FHM, with FH Junior, can I help you? Hello?
Hey,
What's
who
up?
that?
What say thee? So what say ye? Uh-oh, it is
Who
my.
that? A win is a win.
Shit,
We
is
look
it?
good today.
Did y'all look good today?
We look better than we've been doing.
Jay, I missed you last week. You didn't call in last week. I heard you on a tour or something, kicking it. Cause you one of
I
my.
had stuff to do.
Oh, she said you had stuff to do. Well, did you watch your Who That Nation last week? Oh,
I
oh,
don't want to talk about that.
but you want to talk about this week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, your Saints look good. Who did y'all take on today?
It was good. It was good. We look good in third.
Who that? Who that nation? Who that is? Who that nation? You know what? Now, I got Jay. I got a chance to watch you guys, which and the Saints are one of the teams that I watch when I'm at Buffalo. I got a chance to check out the Saints. Now, I will say this now: the Who That Nation knocked my man out of the game. You guys took on the Rams and knocked the quarterback out of the game. Did you happen to see that?
I saw that. It was like his arm messed up or something.
So, do you feel good about that, or, or is it only the
Hey,
command?
I didn't do this.
Or is it only the commanders that feel good about when we body slam people?
I saw y'all guys. Just took the man down like he was on WWE or something.
That's how we do it. We bring the pain. But hey, I will tell you this about the Who That Nation. You guys do have 6 losses, but what you know what's really, I guess we would say unique or whatever is about the division that the Saints are playing in. Although you guys have lost 6 games, which I think you guys are only like 1 or 2 games out of being in first place because we had the Panthers taking on the Panthers in you guys division, and then you got Tampa
Right.
Bay, and so there's no nobody's running away with the division yet. So everybody,
Right.
you guys are still alive. You guys are still alive. I know you guys put Michael Thomas on ice for the rest of the year, so I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah. We alright.
With the old Who That Nation, you guys got to win though.
We
Win,
alright.
like you said, a win is a win. Win's a win, not a win.
Yeah,
When is a loss or
this
a tie.
season wasn't the best season, but getting it getting it done with. Just keep Andy in there, we'll be alright.
All right. So I take it you're not gonna rip, rant, or kick. You've been
I
kicking
will
now.
not be doing any of this.
So
I'm not gonna rant.
so are you happy with your quarterback situation? Or I heard you say you're gonna keep Andy in the
I am.
game.
I am. I like Andy as quarterback. You know, give Jameis some time.
I got you.
Keep him on the bench a little bit longer. Be all right.
But this was a quality win for the Saints today because you guys beat the Super Bowl champion, and not too many people can say, hey, you know what, we beat the Super Bowl champions. And I think
That's true.
I think you guys did the 49ers a favor by knocking out my man. And so cuz
Stafford.
yeah, cuz it's cause and effect. Because we need the 49ers to lose, which will improve my team's chances of moving up and making the playoffs. So it's all good. It's all good for everybody. Okay? So Jay and Grand Prairie, appreciate you call. All right.
All
Give
right.
us one. Give one. Who that for? For the road.
Who that? Who that said they're gonna beat them Saints?
Who that said they gonna beat them there Saints? All right, Jay. Sports therapy with F.A. Jr.
What's up, brother?
Ah, what is going on, my man?
Nothing big. Cowboys just made that statement win tonight, which was really nice to watch.
It was truly a statement win by the Cowboys. It was truly a statement win by the Cowboys. I will say that it was truly a statement win by the Cowboys. What say ye?
Absolutely.
Are we gonna rip? I'm sure you're not. Are we gonna rant? I'm sure you're not. Are you gonna kick some knowledge today? You probably will. Or are we just gonna laugh and gloat and do what Cowboy fans do?
So, I mean, we've got what 3 solid weeks now of great Tony Pollard footage, and the conversation came up during the game tonight about how he's at the end of his deal with the Cowboys and what should the next step be. I'm kind of on that board right now where I think we kind of let Zeke sail into the night and bring Tony Pollard up. That's my only rant right now. I want to secure Tony Pollard. He's been explosive for us.
Okay. So
I mean, he he's been the workhorse. He had great production. You catch him in stride. What did you see tonight? He took it to the house. Like there's no stopping him. And he is showing he can go up the middle. He's showing he can hit that edge. I mean, these are good teams that he's running up against. Even with the loss last week to Green Bay, he still was productive. He still was churning. I have a hard time every time we get Zeke the ball now.
are you saying you're off the Zeke bandwagon?
I'm definitely jumping on that Tony Pollard bandwagon.
We talked last week. We talked last week, and I said, now you got to understand, I am a Commander fan, but I am the host of this show, and I'm always impartial. But, but I told you last week. I said, Pollard he has what they call wiggle, that ability to have vision, and it's like every time that guy touches the ball, every 3 or 4 times, he touches the ball. Good news. He brings good news.
Absolutely.
And teams have
Absolutely.
saw enough of Tony Pollard where now they are actually preparing for him. It's not like before, you had to like build your defense around stopping Zeke. I guarantee you, defenses now coordinators are saying, you know what, we have to account for that guy, and he's still able to produce.
He's got a vision that I don't know. I mean, you saw it early on with Zeke, and you see it every now and again with a good back, but I just have a hard time having entertaining the conversation that we don't re-up him. Now I know we just dropped 6 grand on or 6 figures on this other guy, but you're saying it like you have to account for him now, and there's teams that can't come up with an answer for him because he's either going to beat you up the middle, he's going to beat you on the outside, and if you get a quarterback that catches him in stride, there's no stopping him. Like if he doesn't have to alter anything, he's gonna have his way with y'all. So I think we're moving away from the Zeke era. I really now you still got the 6 figures locked up with him. I get that, but I don't know. I have a hard time justifying getting rid of one back who's so productive for one that we kind of I don't know drowned our bank account on.
let me play GM for a second. Let me play GM for a second. If I'm Jerry, what the hell do I do with all those Zeke jerseys that are selling out there, brother?
Maybe it's just time we split the workload a different way. You got Tony Pollard doing the groundwork, laying the those first downs out there, getting Zeke in motion to or in a position to get that touchdown. Maybe we flip it. You know, maybe you make Zeke be the workhorse, and then you bring Tony Pollard in to kind of solidify and stack his touchdowns for a little while. Split them a little bit. Keep both of them, but you got to pay both of them.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I'm GM Jerry, when you go into the stands, because you got to understand when you're an owner, you're thinking about, yeah, I got a good product on the field, but I'm also thinking about marketing. How am I going? So right now, whose jersey is selling? Is it Is it Pollard's jersey, or we got Zeke jerseys out here selling?
No, you're right. You're right. It's definitely the Zeke jersey.
You-
I mean,
Man, I
you
almost
got
had to
all
hit
the
my own
Ohio
cussing
State
bell.
Buckeye people still buying them. Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm getting to. Um, is from a fan's perspective and from a win perspective. Oh yeah, Pollard should be playing, and Zeke should be coming in spelling him. But to that rabid fan base out there, and that's who Jerry's catering to. He's like, okay, wait a minute, we still we're still selling jerseys and merchandise, and right now, you know, those are Zeke jerseys are selling, brother. Just saying.
Yeah, you're always going to have a hard time changing the mind of the people that are cashing all those checks. And I
Yes.
get it. I really do. But, just look at I just have a hard time with it because over the last 3 weeks, I give him the last two he was down. Zeke was down, but, I mean, he was there tonight. Still, Tony Pollard just shined. So, I mean,
Like new money.
I'm not one of those. Yeah, you got it. I'm not
Like,
one of those fly by night fans. I invest with this team, so I get what you're saying. Though you're absolutely right. As long as they're cashing those checks, it's going to be hard.
and I think from a business standpoint, you say, okay, Pollard is great, and I'm not saying he's a flash in the pan because he's not. But at the end of the day, you know the longevity of a running back is not that long. Zeke's biggest problem has been wear and tear. So when we talk about Pollard, we're looking at sooner or later that wear and tear is gonna set in on him. But who do we pay? Do we pay him? Do we let Zeke walk? Because we still owe Zeke a lot of money. What do we do?
Well, I mean, I can kind of flip that same argument on you. I mean, we're more at the end of Zeke than we are really Pollard. Pollard, a couple of years with us already, but I mean, I think there's more traction left on Pollard's tire than you have on Zeke.
Oh, I
And you're
agree.
right though, it's the money situation. You're gonna have to get a lot back for him, but who's gonna pay for running back at that stage of their career?
Eh,
He ain't washed up. He can still produce, but I don't think he's worth that asking price right now.
Which one? Zeke?
For Zeke, I don't.
Oh
Yeah, he's
man,
you're not gonna get what you need out of him.
right now, man, you can't get a good case of cokes for Zeke right about there, man, because GMs are so into that. Hey, man, we can find a good running back in the fourth, fifth, sixth round. Yeah,
Yep.
and so
Especially since it's such a moldable position, you can turn them into what you need. They just need to be able to see like a downfield vision and be able to turn them legs. You can teach them everything else at this point.
yeah, and
So I mean, yeah, you don't have to pay first round money anymore.
no, and who's going to give you something for a running back who got beat out? This guy lost his starting position. Seriously? Nah. Nah, the Cowboys will end up having to give somebody else something just to take Zeke off their hands. Like, okay, we'll take Zeke's contract, but you got to throw in this, you got to throw in that, and this and that, and a little bit of this and that too.
So let me get your opinion on something. Then you've got the talk of Odell Beckham visiting Dallas and New York now after Thursday night, pretty much. Say Dallas gets it. Dallas finishes the year with it. Does that sweeten the pot enough though to get rid of him and Zeke? Does that help shift that conversation? I'm thinking long term here, and I think Pollard's definitely the long term back.
Oh, I think so too. But at the end of the day, you guys have an albatross hanging around your neck, which is Zeke's contract, and and, uh,
Absolutely.
and Beckham is only a gun for hire.
Well, he says he's out there looking for longevity with the team right now. He doesn't want to just come in and be the savior. So he says. I mean, you pay anybody enough money, he'll come in and be your savior and whatever. But
Thank you.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I think we're at that point with this team though that we have to execute. And you know, you got Philly who was exposed already
Right.
by your Commanders. They were almost exposed completely by Indianapolis. I don't know how they pulled that one out.
um,
But the NFC East right now could come down to these last several weeks, and you got New York and Dallas going Thursday.
True.
So I don't know. Like, do we sneak in as a wild card under Philly? Does Philly just drop the bottom fall out? I don't know. But I think we need to make our run while we can this year. That's for sure.
Well, one of the things that I said earlier that I'm thinking Philly may be a one trick pony. And I think everybody's starting to figure them out. It may be a little bit too late to catch them for first place in the division, but they may be a first round knockout because they are so one dimensional, man. It is at the end of the day, and I think they got exposed for being that, which is running that because when you have a run first quarterback, basically they're gonna cater the water down and cater the offense towards his running style, which is the RPO. You're gonna read the defensive end. If he comes down, you're gonna kick it out to the back. If he doesn't chop, you know what I'm saying, you keep it. But at the end of the day, and you may throw a little pass off of that, but at the end of the day, that's the old saying: where you stop it, you tackle both of them. Whether he keeps it or not, you still pop him. So he's not a
Absolutely.
so at the end of the day, I'm thinking that's what Philadelphia may be. And I think teams are going to eventually catch the Giants because the Giants have a brutal schedule. They have a brutal schedule coming on the
They
end.
do.
It's a murderous row for them. They have a brutal schedule, man. They got the Commanders back to
Yeah.
back. They got to play the Eagles again. They got to play the Vikings again. They got a pretty tough schedule coming down the stretch.
And
They
that's kind of what gets me with Philly, because it kind of seems like Philly was just dealt that easy hand this year, and they almost dropped that game to Houston, which nobody saw that they would. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't see the Commanders holding on and doing it, and I'm glad they did. But I mean, they kind of dealt that hand that they're going to be that easy schedule all year long. So I agree that I think the first game they play in the playoffs, whether they get a first round bye or they have to play that first round, I think they're going to drop it because they're going to actually play a contender. Somebody who can adjust on the fly and change to that RPO style football and just ram it down your throat and keep you from going anywhere.
Well, I think the Houston Texans laid the blueprint on how to play the Eagles, which was to just run the ball at them. Now they didn't have the horses or the players to pull it off, but they showed everybody else how to do it. So the Commanders actually we did it, which is we're going to run this ball down your throat and play good solid defense, but most of all, we're going to keep those guys on the sidelines, and that's what they did. So I think that's in fact that's what the Colts were doing. I watched that game today, and the Colts had them on the ropes. It was a couple of bonehead plays.
Absolutely.
It was toward the end. One of the I don't know. Well, I got it, but I have to give it to the offensive coordinator because it was a scheme. They drew up a scheme to where you would have a running back, or hell, I think it was a wide receiver on a linebacker, And why the safety didn't get over to help, I have no idea. And you're taught, if this guy's gonna, you think he's gonna beat you, you grab him. But I think he panicked long before the guy ran past him and basically tackled him. And the Eagles picked up, I don't know, it looked like a 30 or 40 yard pass interference call, which led to them making a go ahead touchdown because the Colts had them. They had them dead to right. And trust me, we all in the
Yeah.
division were cheering for that. We were all cheering for
But
that.
see, that ball was like uncatchable though too. You're also, I mean, you're taught, yeah. If you're beat, take him down. But you're also taught, get your head around, see if that's a good call or not. I mean, is that ball anywhere near him? He wasn't going to come down with that catch. Like he gave that defender gave Philly that position. If he had just stayed off of him, the ball would have fallen incomplete. We'd be having a different conversation right now.
Oh yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah, it was definitely a bonehead move.
well, see, if that would have been a defensive back or even a safety, yeah, but you got a linebacker. He's out in no man's land. He's like, oh, what the hell am I doing out here with this with this receiver? And where's my help? And he's like, oh crap, I can't give up a freaking touchdown. So he freaked out and panicked, which led
Yeah,
to good field position. And but like I said, at the end of the day, Philadelphia is highly beatable. They are highly beatable, man. They are. They are
absolutely.
definitely beatable. They are definitely beatable. You can beat them. So, like I said, based on the fact that their schedule is easy, they're not playing anybody but you, me, the Little League, Pee Wee League. They got
Yeah,
a couple of Pee Wee League games. You know, they playing the Lancaster Colts or whoever. Yeah, so they're gonna win. They're gonna because the schedule's so easy. But I just think that they may be a first round out, and it's not gonna shock me. It may shock some other people, but I think they're gonna be a first round out. Yeah. But I will say this about
I
the
agree. I agree.
Cowboys. The Cowboys today. Now, as a Commander fan, sometimes this is the best I can. This is the closest I can come to give them a pat on the back, which is I thought the game was gonna be much closer than it was, and yeah, they took it to the Vikes, man. They really did. They
It should have been much closer, but I think they had a lot to prove to after dropping that game to Green Bay last week. And I mean, there's blood in the water, and Minnesota's a bad team. I mean, they were 8-1, but I they had a lot to prove after the Green Bay game, and they knew that they were a better team than that. And they showed it tonight. They go out there and hang 40 points
they
as
hung
a visiting team.
they hung
That's
40
that's the
points.
biggest margin. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They hung
So
40 points, man. Well, Chris, my brother, I appreciate you calling, and it's always nice to talk to you. And appreciate you calling. And let's get how about I'm gonna let you say how about them Cowboys. Go ahead.
how about them
All
Cowboys?
right, man. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
Sports therapy, FA Junior.
Yes, sir. How you doing, my man? It's the Ravens extraordinaire right here.
What's
Brandon Cooper coming live from Grand Prairie, Texas.
what say ye, Coop? Coop, I almost
Man.
I was texting you back and forth today, and Coop, I had one question I wanted to ask. Man, what the hell was
Go
going on
ahead,
today,
man.
man? What the hell?
Man, I don't know. Dude, I'm watching the game. I'm like, this game should be 30 to nothing. How, especially since I heard Baker Mayfield was the starting quarterback of the Panthers going into this week, I said, oh, we got this in the bag. Signed, sealed, delivered. But we kept them going, kept them in. It was 3-3 at halftime. And finally, we come out in the second half. We started. We got two good turnovers. Marcus Peters got a strip. Um, Jason Pierre-Paul caught an interception, and Humphrey caught an interception. And we started running the ball more efficiently. But in the first half, I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Why are we throwing the ball? Run the ball. But
I
that's just a team that we kept in the game for too long, and man, we can't make those mistakes.
I could not believe what I was watching. The game was 3-3 going in deep into the third quarter. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell?
Exactly. Exactly, man. So I'm like, man, I don't know what we doing, but we got the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL.
Y'all
But
do.
when you get mediocre and bad teams like that, man, you can't let these guys stick in the game. Because remember, these are professionals too. They practice too.
True.
So we was tripping, man, but we pulled it out. And especially coming out of a bye week, okay, I'll give them that. You know what I mean? Just finding your rhythm, getting back to the game speed. Okay, cool. So a win is a win. And it's never pretty when it comes up.
So is it that the Ravens are bored? Are they bored playing? Are they bored?
No, we can't be bored playing. It can't be that way, but at times I think we try to do things that we can't do. Right? I mean, we don't have the personnel for Lamar to be throwing the ball us coming into the game. We got to run first personnel,
Okay.
and we control the clock and play good defense, and we use the best kicker of all time. We can't get complacent. Though our division, we can win that thing. We just gotta, man, we gotta stick to our guns, man. So we got the Jaguars next week. Hey, man, yeah, get your hard hat and your lunch pail.
Because anytime a game is 3-3, you can't not blame your defense at all. You holding a professional
Yep,
team to 3 points deep until the third
in
quarter.
today's game.
In today's, yes.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, because I was going back and forth between the Ravens, the Commanders, Eagles,
Oh
Giants,
God.
Giants, Eagles, and I'm like, because true, and I got to be honest with you, Brandon. I thought that the Ravens were going to blow out the Panthers because Baker was quarterbacking. They had a going out of business sale about a couple of weeks ago, and
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, I can kind of do a drive by when it comes to the Ravens game. I'm gonna stop and but man, I had to like have a stop down and look at it. I'm like, because I'm trying to wrap my head around what the hell am I seeing? You know?
I didn't know what we were seeing at all. And my thing is, we got to take advantage of every game going down the stretch, man. We can't allow a team like the Bengals to gain ground because I think our last game of the season is against the Bengals.
Yes.
We we got to be able to have a good cushion. That way, we can easily get a better matchup the first round of the playoffs.
Now I watched the Bengals game today.
Maybe we just want to
They took on the Steelers,
Bengals.
and the Bengals came out looking like albino tigers today. They had the typical black and orange that they roll out in.
Amen. Amen. Them uniforms were clean though
They
today.
were. I'm not gonna lie. I liked the uniform. I was like, I had to look until I actually saw the tiger stripes on the helmet. I said, okay, the Bengals come out look like albino tigers, man. So, and when they get together, it's something about the division that you guys are in. Steelers, Bengals, Browns. When you guys play each other, man, I'll be honest, man, the records don't mean nothing.
Look, they call us the Black Air
Yes.
Force Division.
yes. Yes.
It gets grimy in that division, man. So
Yeah. It used to be the black and blue.
so,
Because
uh-huh.
I remember, man, I used to watch the Ravens and the Steelers play, and that would be two of the most physical teams playing each other. Sometimes halftime might be
No.
9. The final score might be 12-9, and they're all 4 field goals.
Trust me, it's nothing but field goals getting kicked in that game.
Nothing but field goals. Somebody leaving out. Somebody getting knocked out. Somebody leaving out on the stretcher. Somebody got an arm broke. Somebody you got to hide somebody's helmet to keep them from going back out there trying to play when they should be out there.
Man,
You know,
who you talking?
yeah.
It's in an 8 beef, man. Us and the Steelers, that's like 50 and Ja Rule. That's beef. Like
Yeah, serious beef. But it's like that's
man,
why.
but I got a question. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh man, I got a question for y'all, man. Dare I say, should y'all just stick with Heineke going forward and build the rest of your team?
Well, here's why I am. For me, watching Heineke last year, I think that Heineke we can go forward with him. Now, he does. He sometimes he makes mistakes, but I like the fact that he gives the star players an opportunity to play. Whereas with the rest of the guys, the quarterback that we have in the past, yeah, you know what? When you got guys like Lauren and Dotson and Gibb and Robinson, hey man, put the ball in those guys' hands. Sometimes just throw it up and let them do what they do. And I can live with a turnover here, a turnover there. Um, and I think we're starting to see that sometimes the quarterback makes the difference. And I think we play a lot better with him as our quarterback. Now, do I think he's the greatest quarterback? No, he's very limited, but he fits into what we're trying to do. And if once we can figure out, because I'll be honest with you, nobody want to play the Commanders in the playoffs. If we get in the playoffs, we're gonna knock out some people because that defense is
That's
get
true.
that
And
that defense is getting
the defense is
stronger.
crazy, man. And then, man, when y'all, if Chase Young comes back, man, and he can at least give you something,
Yep,
dude, that's dangerous. And the thing is, y'all play real good on the road.
yep. If
Y'all
we
aren't afraid to play in the road in tough environments.
if we get in there, if we get in there, then we go we're gonna knock some teams out because at the end of the day, it's I tell people, man, when it comes to going to the Super Bowl, a lot of times the Super Bowl champion is not the best team; it's the best team at that moment. If you get on a roll,
It is because you got to be on the road. Because you got to think that last year, Cincinnati,
yep,
without that offensive line, you've never heard a team with no offensive line make it to the Super Bowl.
no sir, no sir, no sir. It's about getting, like you
But the way
said.
your division is looking, man,
Well, I don't think we're gonna catch the.
y'all,
I don't think we're gonna catch the Eagles, or we now we got an outside chance of catching the Cowboys. I think we're gonna catch the Giants because the Giants, out of all the teams left in our division, Giants have a murder schedule. Man, they play. Oh man, they got a tough schedule. They got us twice. They got to
yeah,
play
their
the Eagles.
schedule is finna,
And I think they got
their
the
schedule finna expose them
49ers.
going
Oh,
down the stretch.
yeah. I expect them to lose 9 games because, the front
Yeah,
portion of their schedule were cupcakes, and now they got to play. They got to play. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting. But like I said, brother, if we're starting to peak, and now I know it's going to sound bad. I need us to win maybe about if we can rattle off another, I don't know, 4 games in a row, then I need for us to lose one. I need us to lose one so we can get hungry again. Because if you don't want to go into the playoffs on like a 8-9 game winning streak because that loss is gonna come and you don't want that loss to come when you're in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly,
Give me
exactly, man.
let me get that loss. Maybe if we rattle off another 4 or 5 games, let us lose one. Maybe one of those games against hell. I want to beat the Giants twice, but when it gets like that, you gonna have to drop one to get hungry again. Otherwise, you don't want to go into the playoffs. Oh man, we winning. All of a sudden, that one loss comes in the playoffs, and man, I'd be sick, bro.
We would, and then you probably gonna cancel this whole show. You know, that's the end of that. You gonna cancel the whole show if the Commanders get your blood pressure up to the point where they make it to the Super Bowl.
No, this is my therapy, man. I'm gonna be on this bad boy. This is my therapy, so I'll never, I won't cancel the show. I, I may come over here where I had to hit this cussing bell. I'm gonna wear this cussing bell out,
Oh
but
yeah, you gonna have to make sure that you edit that before you post it, man. If they command it to you like that.
man, I'll be like, I'm sorry, mother, beep, beep, beep. Like,
Yep.
oh yeah,
Trying to tell you, but I feel like you all are clicking at the right time. You got enough pieces, man. You got enough skilled players, and you got three running backs.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I love those back now. My man JD's out for the year though, man.
yeah, McKissick is.
Yeah,
Was it his neck injury?
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're not really saying how bad it is, but I don't know, man. It is what it is, brother. But hey, Brandon, appreciate you calling, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, get one plug
Oh
in
man,
for
anytime,
what
my
you
brother.
guys do, man.
Yes, sir. My name is Brandon Cooper from Grand Prairie, Texas, the Raven Extraordinaire. Check
Mhm.
my boys and I out at the D1 Ignite University. That's D1IGNANT University. We're on Anchor app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, D1 Ignite University. Check it out. We all have different teams that we love. So, we go in. And one of my boys is a Vikings fan. So, coming up on this next show, we about to get him.
Yeah, and I need him to call in too. I'm sure he ain't gonna call in today because
He ain't answering the phone right
he may
now.
have a paper bag over his head after the day, but after he take that paper bag off, tell him call into the show, man. We still love our Vikings, man.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
appreciate it, brother.
Hey, Kirk Cousins. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on. We can talk that stuff, man.
All right, man.
God bless, brother.
You too. Sports therapy with FA Junior.
What's up, brother? What's up with you, my
Hey,
brother?
it is my homeboy Glenn. What's up, Glenn?
So disappointed, just don't know what to do, man.
Don't be that way,
Just
man.
so disappointed.
Hey, you know what,
So
man?
I'm paying, man.
Tell me which game you watched today. I know you watched your Steelers.
And that's why you want to bring that up, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
Ain't
watched.
nothing to talk about, man.
I watched your
I keep
Steelers.
telling you over and over, we got a 30-year-old quarterback, been in the league for 2 years. For what, first year in the league, 30 years old. We need a quarterback. And
Now
we sure need some. I don't know what happened to our defense, man. I don't know what happened to the Steelers defense of old.
you guys,
It's not the bad. I thought my family,
you guys hung in there for a while, man. My man Watts got an interception, took it back for a touchdown. I'm like, okay, okay, I see you. I see you still, Kurt.
Man, we don't have no secondary.
Not at all.
And
No.
we got we don't have no Minka Fitzpatrick. I don't know if the injuries or he declining. I don't know, but other than him, we don't have nobody in the secondary to cover anybody.
No.
We
And
don't have nobody in the secondary to cover anybody. Right now, we probably be at the cellar dweller when the season over.
mm,
We might well go after we might well go after another linebacker or offensive lineman.
so that means you satisfied
But
with
I
y'all
want to put
quarterback.
could you repeat that again, brother?
So that means you satisfied with y'all quarterback.
Hell no.
Hey,
I won't K.J. Jefferson. Hell no. We can't get anybody. I take anything right now.
you know,
Because he's not the answer, man.
he wasn't
I just don't see.
he was improving earlier, and then all of a sudden today he played like a rookie today. God, he played like a rookie. That was one play. I think with about 4 seconds left, you guys were down by 9, and it was fourth down and 9. Fourth down and 9. The last play. Hell, if it's fourth down and 9, whether you throw an interception or whatever, they're gonna get the ball. But at least give your teammates the opportunity to make a play. Hell, it was fourth down and 9, man. He threw the ball out of bounds. It's like, dude, it don't make a difference. They still gonna get it where you threw it from.
Right, man. He got so much. Man, he got so many
coaching, so much coaching now in high school, college. Then when you get to the NFL, you should know all that by now, man. That should, it should be no excuse for inexperience.
Nope.
That's what the NFL. Ain't no such thing. I can understand, but man, some of the mistakes he made were college mistakes.
True. I agree.
So, but I want to congratulate you on your Redskins. I mean, your Commodores.
You can call up the Redskin football team, commander. But you know what, Glenn? Let me say this to you, brother. Last Monday night, we played last Monday night. Now, see, any other host other than me would be bragging and gloating and stuff about their team. But I tell you what, boy, last Monday night, boy, I was trying to tell my people at work. I said, man, you know how you kill an eagle, man? You got to grab him by the throat and choke the living shit out of him. and that's what we did, baby.
You did that, man. And I messed around and opened my mouth too quick and text you and told you good luck. And I didn't appreciate the text you sent me the next morning.
You really did.
I had to wake up and look at some. You got the cursor bell on?
I sure do. Here you go. You can go on a cuss and rant. Go ahead.
You got to wake up on a Monday morning, look at Tuesday morning, look at the shit like that, man. I'm trying to get ready for work, man. Man, I don't appreciate that, man. You could at least call Tuesday wins and we can talk about it.
Whoo, man.
They played like crap. They played like crap, too. I said, man, I look at him. He pointing, raise up, throwing your hands up like one of them victory, or hands raised like one of them victory. Man, I said, everything going on through the last 2 weeks of football is going exactly playing wrong. I might want to start picking the winners from now on.
Hey, well, man.
Every team I pull for ain't doing shit.
Hey, Glenn, let me say this, though, brother. Nobody if we get into the playoffs, nobody want to play them Commanders.
I totally understand,
man,
because they do have a championship defense.
Yes,
they
sir.
Got defense for anybody.
Yes, and they
will if they open up their offense a little bit. I was listening to you and the other guy earlier talking, and he made some good points to what he's saying. And you were making some good points. You don't want to play them in the first round.
No, sir.
If they get in there.
No.
Right now, the teams that they have is wide open. The New York try to change, but the New York Jets had a chance to take over first place in the AFC today.
Yep.
With the win at New England.
Yep.
But that goes to show you where experience took over. If the game, they should have took out New England, because you let New England hang around. Bill Belichick gonna find a way to beat you.
You don't want them in the playoffs either.
You don't want New England in the playoffs, and
nope.
You don't want the Commanders. There's two teams you don't want in the playoffs.
Nope.
Because they'll disrupt things.
I was telling
I like the Redskins deep.
Oh yeah. I was telling a couple of my other Brandon, and I was talking to Chris. I said, hey, look, man, I'm thinking the Eagles just might be a one-trick pony, man, because at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, with them, you got to make them play one or two of their styles. You either got to make them into you got to take their strength away. Their strength is Jalen running that ball first. So you got to shut down that run and make them have to pass, but you can't let them do both. If you let them come into the game where they running that run pass option, where they either making you have to defend the run, they pass and whatever. But what we exposed was the fact that you can run on the Eagles. You can run on them, and you have to keep the ball. You have to have a run game.
Jordan Davis, right? When Jordan Davis got hurt, and the other defensive tackle, I think his name was Quit, where they got kind of injured, that kind of slowed them down. But when you go and pick up a guy like a Dominic Sue, it's gonna help out. It's gonna help out. It might not be in the long term, but the short term,
right.
Two guys come back.
Right.
With Dominic Sue and Bendale Jones, that's a nice little boost.
Right.
But I knew this was their first game, so you have to give them about another game to see how they're gonna play.
And they ain't in game shape either, because people don't understand. You can't just get off the couch and go play professional nothing. You can't get off the couch to go play professional golf. You can't just get off the couch to go play professional tennis, football, run track. You can't get off your couch. You have to get in game shape. And at that level, it usually take you 2 or 3 weeks, man, to catch up with the speed of the game.
That's totally correct.
People think, well, man,
You're
just
correct.
it's just like I'm hearing people say, well, hey, Dallas need to go get OBJ. I said, even if you bring him in, it's gonna take him almost a month to get on the same page with the quarterback. It's just like,
But then the OBJ, now go ahead. That's correct what you're saying.
yeah, because
To OBJ, I don't think he's the player he used to
he's
be.
not.
So,
He's
man,
not.
yeah,
He's not.
that's right. He done tore his ACL 2 times.
That's right.
And I don't care how good you are, you tear your ACL 2 times. I ain't gonna say it's over, but hey, it's tough.
You would never be the same if you tear your ACL, like you said, twice, or if you tear your Achilles. If you blow out your Achilles, you're never going to be the athlete you was. You never. I don't care what sport it is. You're never going to be
That's
that
right.
way.
That's totally correct. That's right. But I got another rant too,
Go ahead, man.
and it's about them damn Dallas Cowboys.
Go for it.
About them damn Cowboys, huh?
Go for it.
About them damn no good ass Cowboys. Y'all got your hopes up high. I keep telling y'all this. Hey, this is Thanksgiving. They know what happened every year after Thanksgiving was come along. They know what's happened. An accident waiting to happen. So I want y'all to have this smile on your face. I don't work with nothing but Cowboy fans, and I can't stand none of them. But I just want to let y'all know, after Thanksgiving, I want y'all to smile, eat the turkey, and get and everything go well, all is well. But after Thanksgiving, I'm waiting on an accident waiting to happen. They're going to find a way to lose. Believe me. Dak Prescott will not take you to no Super Bowl. I'll take you to the Super Bowl, and Dak Prescott will.
Would you pick him up? Would you pick him up in your Uber and take the van?
That's the only way he's going. If he can, well, he got enough money, he can buy a plane or whatever. But if he want to ride Uber, that's the only way he's going. He's going to ride a drive.
You won't be playing in it.
Leave the Cowboys.
So he won't be playing in the game, huh?
No, he won't be playing in it. He won't be playing it. If it do, it just be a little activity before the Super Bowl.
Now I will say this, man. The Vikings disappointed me. Well, not really, because I knew they wasn't that good. And I'm gonna tell you, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think what took a lot out of the Vikings, truth be told, was that game against us. Because even though they won, man, you play against the Commanders, we are a physical team. That's just like in college. If you the team that got to play, if you got to play Alabama, and you got to go play Arkansas after you don't play at Alabama, dude, you're gonna be sore, beat up. You're not gonna just be able to go and play.
I totally agree.
So I just didn't see.
The Redskins are physical.
Yeah, it was a physical team
The
now.
Redskins one of the most physical teams too. They got the most physical defense in football.
Hey man, I don't know if you get a chance to see this game today, but man, we picked up one dude, man. And they call us sportsmanlike, but he picked Big Ridgeway. We got from the Razorbacks. We picked him up. Actually, the Cowboys cut him, so we picked him and so he picked up one of the tailback and picked him up and just body slammed him head first. I was like, ooh, but we got a 15-yard penalty, but it sent a message. Sometimes you gotta send that message that hey, it's gonna be a long day, baby. It's gonna
I
be.
did not know Dallas had cut Ridgeway.
Yes.
I had picked him up.
Yeah.
And he's a physical specimen too, man, on that defensive line.
Yeah. And so when
he punches strong, man.
yes, when we rested Payne and Allen, when we rotate, Ridgeway comes in. So hey, we got.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Like I said, if the Commanders get in the playoff, we're gonna put somebody out. You don't want to play us in the first
They the
round,
best front four.
huh?
They have the best front four.
Oh
I think
yeah, yeah,
Reggie White, Jerome Brown,
yeah.
and
Oh
Kenny
yeah,
Golick,
yes,
Mark. Yeah, I think one of the Golick boys
yeah,
guys. But they the best I've seen since then.
yeah. Like I
And, they,
said,
and as me and you were talking earlier today, you say they might lose Payne. Man, they need to find a way to pay them
we can't
guys.
pay him, man.
They need to pay
We can't pay him.
yes, they can. They got good coach Carson Wentz.
Huh?
They gave some of his money.
Well, I
Coach
mean,
Carson Wentz gave some of his money.
well, see, the problem is that we that money that they promised Wentz, they hell, we got to pay him. It's gonna be dead money, whether we cut him or not. We still got to pay. I don't know we get rid of Wentz's money if somebody gets stupid enough like what we did and just take his contract, and we know that ain't gonna happen, and we just don't have the money. And man, I sure don't want to lose Payne, but man, I wish we could do something. Hell, if I could, I'd give him your money. Give this thing. We just don't have the money, man. Like,
Please don't send him to Pittsburgh. We got enough problems over there as it is.
yeah, we just don't have them. And see, the problem is that we got to pay all those other cats, man. We got to pay Allen. See what I'm saying? We got to pay Sweat because we got them all on the rookie contract, and they're all coming to the end of it.
But you and the other guy was talking earlier. He was talking about the Giants. Man, the Giants ain't going nowhere.
No, man, they got
they got the show. I just don't believe in them.
they got a murderous row of a schedule coming up. They got the Giants got the toughest schedule coming up of probably anybody in the league. And I don't know how they get a tougher schedule than the Cowboys, but they do.
They got a tough schedule.
Yeah, they have.
Mayfield and Russell Wilson are two of the biggest busts in football. No one talking about.
Hey
I
man,
don't know why. I guess they good boys. Nobody want to come out and just say it. But man, they is totally bust, man.
I watched a little bit of the Denver game. I watched overtime of the Denver. Denver was playing the Raiders, and they went into overtime. And at the end of the day, you spend that kind of money because you bring in Russ in because he's supposed to be a difference maker. But what I saw, man, the game went to overtime. Hell, he didn't get a chance. He didn't even get a chance, man. The Raiders went straight down and made a touchdown. People can say what they want about Carr. I take Carr any day. I would take Carr any day.
I will too.
I would take him. I take Jimmy G. I take him. I take Jimmy G. I take those guys anytime.
I would too.
Yeah, people can say what they want.
That's right. They totally right. Pete Carroll's seen something that a lot of football fans and even a lot of the media be covering the games and see with Russell Westbrook because Geno Smith are waiting on him to leave because he playing way better than he is.
Well, Pete had a system, and see now you realize sometimes it's not the guys, it's the system they play in. You get some of these guys, you think, oh man, he's a great. No, he's playing in that system. See now, Russ was excelling in the system that they had in Seattle. Now that he done went to Denver, now I don't blame anybody for going and getting paid because if somebody gonna pay you a boatload of money, and you get that money, but at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. You know what I mean? And so when he was in Seattle, he was playing in that system, and they kind of kept him in check. They kept him in check. But it's like, and I'll be honest with you too. When he was in Seattle, he had that receiver Lockett. He just throw it up there. Lockett gonna go get it now.
Me and a guy at work last week we were talking about Lockett from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't get it, man. But to me, Lockett is one of the top 10 wide receivers in pro football.
Well, you gotta look. You gotta look at where he was playing. He was playing in Seattle, so a lot of times we don't really get to see the Seattle Seahawks playing unless they playing somebody like the Cowboys or the 49ers or whatever. But a lot of people didn't get to see Lockett that much unless they in the playoffs. But on a week, day-to-day basis, man, no, he was a heck of a receiver. Yeah. And seeing Russ had and see, oh yeah, and see Russ had and see Russ was in the same system, kind of like what the what the Commanders had. They had a hell of a defense, a hell of a defense, And then all Russ had to do was kind of like drive the bus. Drive the bus, man. Drive the bus. But hey, Glenn, it is time for me to shut it down, my brother. Appreciate you calling. Appreciate you calling. You know, I enjoyed talking to you, but I'm praying hard and heavy, baby. You finna hear the sound of my good music. Discover Crown Royal blended Canadian whiskey. Patiently fit for a king. Actually blended since 1939. After a long, hard day of crime fighting, man, I reached for a bottle of Crown Royal and I say, crown me, baby. As we sign off, I want to thank everybody, all my listeners, Bridget from H-Town, Jay and Grand Prairie, Chris, the Cowboy fan, Brandon from D1 Ignat University, along with my homeboy Glenn. I'd like to thank the Country Kenny down in Arkansas, those in Louisiana in the booth, and all those in very old England and those in the great city of Virginia, Redskin, Cowboy Country, down to all those on the yard, as I always say. Stay golden, baby. Until next time, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next Sunday night.